Hey everybody, I'm Andrew from Taiheiyogan. We're here all the way in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And we're here at the Canadian Craft Beer Collective, aka Pack Rim.
Yep.
And joined by Dan.
Hello.
And also a good friend of mine, another traveler, beer traveler, Andy.
Oh, hi.
He's also our cameraman, joining us on the video as well. So, we're all the way here in Vancouver, and you just had a couple of Sancho beers.
We did.
From Iwatekura.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of it?
It was really good. It's definitely balanced. Like the amount of ingredients, you think it's probably gonna like kick you in the face with that peppercorn, but it's actually like, oh, this is like easy drinking beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It was a very kind of a slight heat that hits you a few seconds after your first sip of that just slight peppercorn flavor. You can really overdo something like peppercorn. It's an ingredient that you got to be very delicate with if that's what you're going for. And they certainly achieved that. I thought it was great. Yeah. Something very unique to have here in British Columbia because it was just a very subtle hint of it that made that beer very different from anything you get here.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to bring a bunch of beers that'll highlight the Japanese market in general and give you guys a taste of everything.
Perfect.
I don't drink this one so often, so I wanted to try my own.
There you go.
And make sure there's no yeast in that either, because these are something that's kind of interesting. A lot of Japanese beers are bottle conditioned.
Okay.
Craft beers are bottle conditioned.
Yeah.
So, and that makes it very different every time, and may not be as consistent as a BC beer because of the bottle conditioning.
Yeah.
But it makes a very interesting flavor.
And why did they do that?
Preference.
Okay.
It's just usually it's a little bit easier. I think the systems and the bottling plants that they have or bottling lines they have is a little bit easier to do it that way.
Yeah. So I'll tell you by the look of this, little haze to it, nice bright light color. Certainly on the nose, this smells like something I'm a little more used to. A little bit of hop to it, a lot of kind of citrusy flavor.
Yeah.
So let's drink it.
So this one has a little bit of a sake rice in it, polished down, and kind of a nice balance.
Yeah. Yeah, different than what I thought how it was going to taste. It's got a nice punch of hop to it, but nothing overwhelming.
Yeah.
Still a good balance to it. Do you know where the hops are from in this one? This is almost like a New Zealand hop.
No, I don't.
Something a little citrusy.
They don't always...
I find a lot of hops from New Zealand tend to be a little citrusy.
Yeah. They don't normally tell you. That's something that's more of a North American thing, where they tell you what kind of hops, because the market in Japan is still not quite knowledgeable about different types of hops.
Yes.
So there's not a big homebrewing scene either.
Yeah.
So people don't really know what this hop tastes like or what that hop tastes like.
Yeah.
Among the brewers and among the craft beer scene, especially the foreigner crowd, they know.
Okay.
And sometimes they'll ask and they'll get told. But on the labels themselves, they don't really promote it.
Okay. So, man, I want to ask you a question. So, right where we are, we're in East Vancouver, located right in the heart of kind of the brewery district. You know, we're a stone's throw away from 5 breweries. We're a 5-kilometer radius away from 20 breweries. You know, a big thing here is and taking a huge bite of the bar scene here. You know, Saturday, Sunday afternoon, you get on your bike and you cruise from brewery to brewery, and you have a flight here or a big pint here. And every place is packed. You know, certainly on a nice sunny summer weekend. Is that something that you can expect in Japan as well? Is the scene there adapt for people to go to the breweries themselves?
No.
Okay.
Pretty quick answer.
Good answer.
I kind of expected that.
Yeah.
But a lot of these breweries are really out in the middle of nowhere. There are a few, like Hitachi no Nest is maybe the most famous brewery outside. They're actually not that big in Japan.
Really?
And that's the funny thing.
Yeah.
They export most of their beers.
Okay.
And I was talking to some people who were working there, and some of the beers, they have this Japanese ume, like a plum.
Okay.
And they export that to the States. But you can't get that in Japan itself. So it's only for exporting.
Interesting.
In Japan, even at their own tap rooms in Tokyo, they don't really have a lot of unique one-offs, which is just depressing for me.
Yeah.
I want to try whatever they bring to America.
Yeah.
Especially, they bring a lot of those special ones I heard to Hawaii.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
I really wanted to try it, and I said, oh wait, when can we try it? And they said, well, we only export this.
Yeah.
And it just made me fall on my back and go, oh my god, no.
That's interesting. I didn't know that about Chino Nest. So our distributor in Thailand distributes Chino Nest. It's very well. It's everywhere. Wonderful beer.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Great branding, wonderful brand blocking. I didn't realize that. So it would almost be similar to like a Brewdog or even like a Brooklyn or something like that. Okay.
Well, it's, in a way, it's something fun about the company though. It is a family-owned company.
Okay.
And they've had a few offers actually.
Yeah.
From what I've heard. Rumors, I'm pretty sure these are true though.
Yeah. You know what? Any decent sized craft brewery worth salt is probably had multiple offers.
But I think I forgot which company, someone like Budweiser or one of those big guys, they all made an offer, but kind of a cultural problem, plus it's a family business.
Yeah.
So they don't really want to sell to anybody.
Yeah. Good.
So
Good for
the
them.
business is going to their children.
Yeah.
It's already on at least the second generation, maybe even third.
Wow.
Right now.
Yeah.
And
Good for that.
Yeah.
So is it seen in Japan as a craft brewery, or is it seen as a little bigger?
It's almost it's a kind of gray area right now.
Yeah, it's kind of that bridge beer, almost like a Granville Island beer or something like that.
If you check out our website, there's some of our articles. We talk about this thing between the marketing between Jibiru and craft beer.
Yeah.
Jibiru, G is kind of like local or like this area. And a long time ago, when the craft beer scene was just starting to grow and just getting developed, they kept saying Jibiru, Jibiru, Jibiru.
Yeah.
And amongst the craft beer scene, that's a bad, black, dirty word.
Okay.
Because a lot of people made those and it was just for tourism.
Yeah.
And it's nothing, you see the word Jibiru and you say, I'm not drinking that.
Yeah.
Now everyone's starting to move over to craft beer, but now those kind of tourism breweries are starting to use craft beer as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that cat and mouse situation where they say, oh yeah, we make craft, but it's not really good beer.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
Yeah. They're just there for bringing in the tourism.
Well, it's kind of like the age-old question: what really actually defines craft? You know, it was a microbrewery back in the day.
Yeah.
Right? People just say, "Wow, if you brew under this amount of thing, you're a microbrewery." Well, it was never actually defined as a number, right? So, in my mind, you know, it's kind of like what we were talking about before. You know, say with like Granville Island. Now, Granville Island's a little different because it's been bought out by Molson, but you know, you take a big craft brewery or a craft brewery that's been successful.
Yeah.
So the way that I define it, my personal definition of craft breweries, if you have that mindset, right? I think Phillips is a perfect example of that. Now, Phillips is probably one of the bigger craft breweries. It depends on how you define it. I would say it's the biggest craft brewery in Western Canada, if not Canada. They do quite a bit of volume. But, you know, this is one of our brands that we work with. When we speak with Matt Phillips, the day that he started brewing beer, and at the time when he started brewing beer, he couldn't even find small kettles. He had to make them himself, taught himself how to well.
Yeah.
He still has those same values, despite they're the only brewery that actually puts on an expiry date on the beer. Every other brewery puts the packaged on date and then allows the reps to decide when to take it on the shelves. They do not adhere to that. They lose a lot of money every year by doing that, and that's why they're successful. So I think it's kind of wrong to tax to a brewery that you're big now.
Yeah.
You know, because they become successful. Well, they've become successful because they've never lost those values and that mindset.
They still
that
have that spirit, right?
Exactly. And also they're brewing 100 different types of beer a year, right? And they only have 6 mainstays. It's constant turnover of different beers. So yeah.
I think this is a Japanese law. Let me double check. Yep. Basically, they have a best before date, not an expiry date.
Yeah.
So this one is best before November 2nd.
Okay.
For this Sancho from Iwataku.
Okay.
And they have a similar mentality. It's like when it's fresh, it's fresh.
Yes.
The whole Japanese market, well, want the freshest beer possible.
Yes.
But sometimes that's not quite right.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, like barrel aged or.
Yes.
While I'm at it, and a segue to it, this double IPA from Mino. This is probably one of the best double IPAs in Japan, at least consistently.
Yeah.
You can get some that are really good, and you can get some that are not.
You can come on glasses.
It's quite difficult to get this one in a bottle.
Okay.
You can get kegs of it.
Yeah.
And when you go to different places, you can definitely find a lot of great doubles everywhere. But it's hard to find them just in a bottle.
Like as opposed to a can or as opposed to a keg?
As opposed to either. Well, a keg.
Yeah.
You can find kegs of doubles, but it's hard to find bottles or cans. cans are actually not really popular in Japan.
That's interesting. Do you see that changing soon?
No.
No?
Amongst cans are still considered kind of cheap,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't agree because I think as we have a Coal Harbor here, there's not really going to do much to the taste, I think.
Yes.
But if you're drinking from the can, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're drinking and you actually want to enjoy it, like the full flavor, you should be pouring it into a glass. But if you're not, that's if you're being picky.
It's interesting. This is a big conversation we have all the time. So we started this business a couple years ago. Our first trip to Southeast Asia was about 18 months ago. At that time, nobody even looked at our cans. It wasn't an option, right? A year and a half later, it has changed so rapidly. The majority of our orders are cans, and it's changed for two reasons. Number one, the education level is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
In these countries. When I say education level, I mean as far as craft beer is considered. And number two, most of these countries, the craft beer is imported, and most of the craft beer, there's a lot of beer from Europe, but craft beer is mainly coming from North America. There's not a lot of craft breweries that do bottles, so it's been a learning curve on necessity. Where that's kind of only what's available, and so it's been a quick learning curve that cans are the best way to package beer. It's the best way to ship beer.
Yeah.
There's no light, there's no air hitting it.
Yeah.
It's better for the beer in every aspect. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're seeing it just change incredibly rapidly. So I'm assuming, because I was going to ask you that question because you had only brought bottles.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you a question
Please.
if cans were big there, or that was on purpose.
The only thing about cans is it's usually the big boys who do it.
Yeah.
So
it's
we're
seen
talking
as
a
an
little.
inferior product.
We're talking about Granville Island, and there's another company called Yonayona or Yahoo Brewing, and they were basically bought out by Kirin.
Okay.
And I think they're doing a great job. They have some great little one-offs as well, but they're still quite a huge brewery in general.
Yeah.
And they mostly do. They don't. I've never seen any bottles actually.
Yeah.
Only from very limited stuff.
Yeah.
But they're pretty much exclusively to cans.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
A brewery in Hawaii, and I know Hawaii mixes quite well with the Japanese culture simply because of location. My brother lives in Hawaii, so I've been quite a bit. Lots of Japanese tourists, and so I think it's called Maui Brewing. I'd be surprised if they were in Japan. But
I thought they are.
They probably
By now they are.
They must be.
Yeah.
But they, right from the beginning, and they started years ago, before cans really even took hold in North America, and that was their philosophy, was we only do cans.
Yeah.
So, but let's give this one a go.
Give it a try and let me know what you think and compare it to BC doubles.
It's not too big on the nose.
Let me get a couple more for the next one as well, just very quick, and we'll just do these rapid fire.
That's almost like it's creamy.
It is, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's almost like we were talking about the Instagram personality, the Flying Beer Girl.
Yeah.
I need her here. Her descriptive words are fantastic.
Yeah.
She's a lot smarter than I am. But she taught me about how a lot of brewers are starting to use yogurt quite a bit in the brewing mixture. It almost tastes like that in the sense that it you know when you put cream into something, it kind of dulls everything down a bit.
Yeah.
And mixes those flavors well. That's kind of what I'm getting from this. It's big IPA, big hot punch, but blends nice. Yeah.
Compared to BC or West Coast doubles, what would you say is the difference there?
I would say the difference is this isn't trying to be big.
Yeah.
West Coast doubles, West Coast hops. It's about big punch. I mean, if you wanted, we could try. I got a Phillips 6 in there. 6 pounds, 6 different hops, 6 pounds of hops in the mixture.
Yeah, so it's an arms contest of like how many hops you can pack in there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This isn't trying to be big. It's trying to be a double IPA that's blended and easy to drink. A lot easier to drink.
Yeah.
Than the double IPAs for sure.
Let's switch over to the Struggle IPA from Isekadoya. This is I don't think it's going to be out too much longer. Their IPAs, they do a bunch of singles and limited runs, limited brew.
Okay.
So this one will be around for maybe another few more months before you can't find it anymore.
Okay. So take a look at that.
Isekadoya, from what I've heard from other brewers, is pretty much one of the best IPA makers. and some of them, personally, I don't always like everything, but I usually find it's pretty nice. I don't hesitate to get an IPA from these guys.
Yeah. Certainly toned down from the last one.
Yeah.
It's got a little citrus, almost like an orange.
Yeah.
Not a lemon lime, but more an orange kind of taste to it.
Again, more subdued than Vancouver IPAs, I
Yeah,
assume.
definitely.
And
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of Vancouver IPAs are starting to go as well. They're starting to tone it back a bit. I think that was a few years ago where everyone's trying to blow each other's faces off.
Yeah.
And I think people are starting to get back. I mean, we're seeing a big resurgence in, or a big start to ISAs, big resurgence in pale ales.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to pull back a little bit. So, what is the most popular variety, would you say, right now in craft beer in Japan?
It's hard to say, but I would say usually German varieties are very big.
Okay.
Especially because of the history, they got beer from the Germans.
Yeah.
So they have that whole idea that, well, I want a Kolsch or I want Schwarzbier and things like that.
And a true proper Kolsch and a true proper Pilsner.
Yeah.
I'm sure. People here are used to, with the mass beer guys coming out, where a Kolsch or certainly a Pilsner, like a Pilsner or Quell is a great throwback to what it's actually supposed to taste like, which is quite a hoppy beer. Actually, the first Pilsner I ever brewed. I used to work with them. I used to work with a lot of big breweries. Finally came back to my first love. But still a great beer, and they're kind of true to that original recipe. And so is that more the Pilsner and Kolsch you're speaking to, a little bigger flavor than we're used to?
Still quite subdued, still quite balanced. It's just easy to drink.
Yeah.
So seeing something that's about 7% and higher is quite hard to sell.
Yes.
The bars tend to just keep them and stick to them.
Okay.
Because they can't sell them.
Okay.
People don't really want it.
Okay.
But people want the lower beers, the sessionable beers, really go really quick.
And who's drinking craft beer in Japan as far as the locals? Is it the same kind of demographics we get here, or is it a little different?
What's the demographics here?
Demographics here, I would say 25 to 40-year-old, mainly men. Women are starting to get a little more into it, and I compare it to, say, Thailand, where Thailand, it is very normal to see in a craft beer bar, 5 or 6 single successful professional women, where normally it would be an occasion for them to go out for tapas and wine.
Yeah.
They're going to craft beer bars and they're doing flights and they're discussing it to the point where they bring notepads out, everything. So certainly in Thailand, it's about the same age range, 25 to 30, but there's a lot lot more women interested in it.
Japan is more like Thailand.
Yeah.
What I've noticed, there's no empirical evidence, but just my observations is, of course, women are the main market.
Really?
People in their 20s, because craft beer, like, for example, this bottle will cost in a bar at least $10.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is not even a bomber.
And that's for a local
Yeah.
beer too, yeah.
Yeah.
Not even an import one, yeah.
So it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
People in their 20s just can't afford it.
Yeah.
And those who do, they do love it, but also the education, they don't really know enough about craft beer. But it's the women who find it's like a more sophisticated, kind of like wine, 30s, 40s, professionals. They're the ones who are more into it.
Yeah, yeah, and that was very refreshing and very cool to see. When chatting with friends and stuff with the business I'm in, a lot of people say, oh yeah, it makes sense you're in Hong Kong or Bangkok. And, there's a big expat community there, and that is the least, but that's maybe where it kind of kickstarted. Yeah. But it's the locals. First of all, it's the locals that are going to be your long-term clients, and it's the locals that really have taken it over. Yeah. And certainly Bangkok is 99% of our market. Hong Kong's different just because there's so many expats there. Yeah. But
Singapore as well would be similar.
Yeah, well, Singapore's such a melting pot. I mean, what is a local, what is an expat at that point, right? It's interesting being there because I don't think I've ever met anyone in Singapore from Singapore. Everyone's
that's like a good point.
Everyone's from everywhere.
Everyone's from everywhere. Yeah.
So, interesting.
So
what do you think? Should we give Cole Harbour a go there?
If you like.
Yeah.
We can do that real quick.
I really want you to try it. It's
All
a
right.
beautiful beer. But as far as my overall thought on Japanese beer,
yes.
it was already great going into this.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried some wonderful beers from Japan. Hinochino Nest. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation. It's spelled C-O-E-N.
C-O-E-N? Cohen?
Yeah. Are they from Japan?
I don't know. I
I believe they are, and their labels are all just simple primary colors.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's from Japan. Beautiful beers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've tried a beer from Japan I didn't really enjoy.
Mm.
Now, none of it, unfortunately never been to Japan. All that has been in kind of international markets, maybe in Southeast Asia where I've been trying them. But I know the culture is rich there. The work ethic is wonderful, so people are going to really pay attention to it. Wonderful beers coming out. So I expected nothing less than the great beers that I just tried.
Well, if you're ever in Japan, drop me a line.
Absolutely.
I'll show you around a little bit.
Hopefully soon.
Yes.
We're hopefully going to be launching Off the Rail and Postmark there in about a month.
Can't wait. Well,
So if I get beers in the country.
you guys hear it first. Off the Rail and Postmark from Vancouver is trying to get into the Tokyo market.
We should be in there. Actually, we should have a container landed in about 2 months. Just had an order come through. We're starting with a great company called Drink Uppers. There'll be a couple launch parties coming soon.
Well, I'll put the details in the links below.
Absolutely.
And let's drink this one outside of the video.
Okay, let's do
So we
it.
can have some more fun and just.
Sounds good. We'll shoot the shit. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you can take it. But thank you so much.
Cheers.
And
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
see you guys later. Make sure you try all the great BC beers that are coming to Japan. And if you're in Vancouver, a lot of great beers here too.
Perfect. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Kanpai.